Try and think of absolutely everything as a warm-up whenever you're practicing this video. So shaking the tree, as it's called, bouncing from the balls of the feet, and releasing the tension in the body. Then rotating your right hip joint, rolling on the ball of the foot, releasing your ankle in one direction, and swapping legs. So I'm rotating outwards. And make this feel really good. So bring your awareness into your joints and then swap sides, other leg in the opposite direction. Allow your breath to flow freely. And then swapping legs in the opposite direction again. And catch yourself holding the breath if that happens. Shaking the tree again. We're going to do this a lot, this shaking of the tree. Allow the arms to move from the bouncing from the balls of the feet. Everything shakes out. Hands on the hips. Now rotating the knee. Bringing rotation into the knee joint. And other side. Other leg. And changing sides and moving the leg in the opposite direction now. So allowing the foot to be floppy, the ankle. Changing legs again. So this is for the knee. So changing direction. That circle. And shaking out any tension, allowing that top chest to relax, the face, the jaw, the scalp. Rolling down through the spine now, one vertebra at a time. Hinging at the hips, breathe freely. And then pressing through the balls of the feet, re-stacking your vertebra one at a time. Repeating that, peeling your spine off an imaginary wall behind you. Really visualize those vertebrae. So you're opening the spine as you round, hinging at the hips, releasing the tension, then restacking the vertebra one at a time as you come back up to stand. One more time, rolling down through the spine, allowing the arms to be heavy, allowing yourself to breathe and re-furling, so coming all the way back up to stand. Coming back up to stand. Then energy of the quads, send the hip points down towards the groins. And exhale as you do that hinging action. You can even blow the tension out through your mouth. Make it as effortless as possible. Moving your hips towards your groins, a little in a V shape. Then bringing the feet together and rotating your knees. Releasing the tension on the exhalation and changing direction. Coming back to stand and shaking out that tree, enjoying the experience of everything, of being in your body, of noticing, without aiming for any specific shapes. Hands on the hips and some hip rotations in one direction. And then changing direction with those hip circles. A little side stretch. Reach down your thigh with the right hand. Press through the left foot. Keep your armpit facing forward, change sides. So your chest and armpit, they don't look at the floor. They don't, look down towards your left foot. Keep your shoulders facing forward. Coming back to shake the tree. Really beginning to enjoy shaking out the tension from the body. It's lifting the energy up through the body and rolling back down through the spine. One vertebra at a time. Hang out there. Can you find the energy of the quad here, hips to groins? Then press back up to stand. And now hips to groins again, and exhale the tension as you hinge. Make it as effortless as possible for the hips. And think of sending the sit bones up when you reach the top. So like we're teaching ourselves to hinge at the hips here. Keep your knees bent if you need to, that's fine. The hamstrings might be getting in the way. So I'm demoing bending the knees, that's fine. And press the hands forward, bent or straight legs, lovely long spine. Press the hands into an imaginary wall. Draw the ribs up into the body. And again, of course, just allow yourself to breathe. The breath is like a tide. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. And bending the knees now again, if you need to, as much as you need to as you forward fold. Your hands can be on your thighs. Your elbows can be on your thighs. Or Salamba Uttanasana. Allow them to drop towards the floor. That's just an option. Does it feel good? Is this a warm-up? Is it energizing for you, what you're doing? So moving mindfully. That's really important in the morning. It can be like a little moving meditation if we do that. I like to move a little bit, particularly in the morning, in forward folds. To sway, to rock, a little bit of a bounce as well. But it's non-forceful. Sit bones still lifting up. Hands to the floor and walking our hands out. Down dog. Now, how can you make this good for you? Most important cue is lifting the top chest away from the floor, in my opinion, in this variation that I teach. So the ribs are drawing into the body. Just notice. Lowering your knees optional. Take off your rings if you have them on. To come into a fist plank. You don't have to do a fist plank. You could do a regular plank from your knees, a micro fist plank, or lift the knees. Upper back in line with the shoulder blades here. Are you holding the breath? Breath is energy flow in martial arts and also yoga, so allow the breath to flow. Now cat-cowing the spine a few times. This is one of the best things for the back, cat-cows. Keep going, inhale as you concave. And exhale as you tuck that tailbone and round up through the spine. Inhale, sit bones move back, unfurl. Coming into our half up dog, inhale. And then send the sit bones back. Unfurl, exhale. Inhale, half up dog. Exhale. Our belly is lifted by an imaginary string. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we round again. Inhale, half up dog. Lift the knees, optional. Reach through your toes. How does that feel? Look over your shoulder. And remind yourself, this is designed to feel good for the body. Tuck your toes down, dog. So forget about making shapes. Does everything feel like energizing, releasing, lifting the energy up through the body. Right heel kicks the right buttock, step that foot beside the right thumb, lower the back knee, and have your little release. Then find a place where you can press forward, your hip flexor forward, and it's like the stretch comes to the surface, or you find the tightness. Now, noticing what I'm doing here, it's like a little twist, bringing your right elbow towards the floor, then opening it. Really enjoy that rotation for the spine. Hand to the floor. Right hand underneath the armpit, take hold of the foot and find the hip flexor stretch. Whatever variation you're in, you mightn't be able to reach for the foot, that's all good. Optional, keep your knee on the floor for a twist, or lift and engage the back kneecap. Press the back thigh to the sky. Find the squeeze in the back. Hand to the floor, step back, fist plank, your variation. Engage the front line of the body, bring it into the back line of the body. So the belly's tight, but we're breathing. Sometimes you have to think of breathing into the sides of the ribs. Inhale, send the sit bones back. Exhale, unfurl. 1 to 3. Half chaturangas or full variation. Lift your knees if it's easy, but focus on warming up, firing up the muscles in your arms. Again, 1 to 3. We do this 3 times, that unfurl. Send your sit bones back on the inhalation, lengthen. On the exhalation, we round into our plank. And 1 to 3, chaturangas again. Full or half up dog. You decide, lift the knees or not. Looking over our shoulders, so releasing the neck. Belly squeezes back into our down dog. You can keep the knees on the floor if you need to. Reverse from the knees to your down dog. Now take hold of your right ankle with your left hand, or place the hand in the center of your mat if you can't reach. I'm demoing that here. And now take hold of the ankle again on the other side if you want. Hand back to down dog. Left leg lifts, kicks the buttocks, step the left foot to the left thumb. Hands to the floor, have your rock and roll here. And find the place where you can press your hip flexors forward. You might feel that strong stretch over your hip flexor. It shouldn't be stopping the stretch. Hand behind the head, and that rotation of the spine, we open, and then we bring the elbow down towards the floor again. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbow towards the floor. You can think of breathing into the space around the body. Hand underneath the armpit, take hold of the foot again. It should feel like a release. Usually I call stretching a release because it's truer. Sometimes we think stretching, oh, it's going to get tight. So find your twist here. But if it's getting tight, usually it's the body shutting down the stretch. That's good to know. You can lift your back knee, optional in your twist. Knee to knee transition, your variation of fist plank or any plank. Keep going. Knees to the floor. Wide push-up position. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, unfurl. 1 to 3. Inhale, sit bones move back, so you stick your bum out basically. Exhale, we round. 1 to 3. Last time with that. Resist the floor. So like you don't want to come down, press your hands down into the floor. Hands back into plank position. Full or half plank, full or half chaturanga, full or half up dog. Stretching the front line of the body. Lift one leg and the other, but feel the squeeze in your glutes and your hamstrings. Make everything functional this morning. If you're practicing in the morning, lower your knees. Child's pose, cupcake hands. Use the muscles underneath your shoulder blades. Draw them towards the buttocks in a V shape so they squeeze. The squeeze is really good. Pushing the floor away with our hands. And now puppy. You can, as I'm doing, keep the head lifted, elbows to the floor, or fully extend. Where can you release excess tension? Think of inhaling into the space beyond the physical, into the space around the body, and exhaling out of that space too. It will really deepen the breath. Hands to the floor and thread the needle, option 1, or step the foot out to the side, rolling panda. You can even bring your left hand behind your back. Can you relax your jaw? Come back up. Other side, simple. Thread the needle, tuck the left arm under, or step the right foot out, right hand behind the left buttocks. Can you get the squeeze in the back from that right hand being on the left buttocks? Observe the breath as you come down to your elbows and belly on the floor. Ugly plank, rounding through low back, mid back and upper back. Really get the rounding. Blow the tension out through the mouth. Keep breathing, lower back down. Inhale, relax. Exhale, round through the spine. Keep breathing, perhaps into the sides and backs of the ribs and lungs. When the belly's tight, lower back down. Rounding up through the spine again. Blow the tension out through the mouth as you hold. And lower your hips back down to the floor. Hands under shoulders. Stretch your knees away and bring your heels to your glutes. Lift the top chest without pressing through the hands, and optional, lift the knees. So you're not using the hands at all here. You're drawing the belly in, you're pressing the pelvis forward, strengthening the back. Now bear that in mind. Step 1, without the hands, or step 2, take hold of the feet. It should be easy if you're holding the feet at this stage in the practice. Stretch the kneecaps away. The knees feel nothing. No sensation in our joints. Keep going. I like this to release my shoulders. Now hands under shoulders as we come out. And you can collapse just notice what I'm doing here. I'm lying on my side. You can collapse the left knee if you want, or bring the foot behind you. The back hand is in a cactus position. So it's a release for the chest primarily. Let's swap sides with that. So right hand behind the left buttocks is an option, or collapse the legs as I showed a moment ago. The foot can be on the floor alternatively. Coming out, hands under shoulders. I'm sorry, bring the hands forward in line with your mat. I changed my mind. And then without using the hands too much, we lift the top chest and lower. So it's like an unfurl. Inhale, top chest lifts. We relax the shoulders, strengthening the back, and lower back down. Now hands back under shoulders. We find our Bhujangasana. Keep the elbows bent if the shoulders lift up. That's usually what happens lower down. So when you lift initially, don't use the hands at all. Last moment, press into the hands. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Lowering back down, hands under shoulders, press back into your down dog. Now you take your evolved down dog again, wherever your hand is, and swap sides. We're releasing down the side of the leg. Walk your hands back into our Uttanasana, our forward fold. Feet are together is an option as we unfurl to stand. Refurl, tucking the chin. Feet are together as an option, rounding. Hands are anywhere. And driving through the balls of the feet to unfurl as stacking your vertebrae. Feet hip distance apart again as we lift the top chest, support the head. Inhale, we lift the top chest, draw the belly in, and release one arm and then the other. This is an option. I'm keeping my knees nice and bent. You might swap sides with, releasing the arms again. So do that again. Just keep the belly protecting the back. It draws in as you support the head and neck, enjoying your back bend, coming back to stand. Now, following what I'm doing as a guide, we're opening the hands up, lifting the top chest, and then the tailbone tucks. We're rounding through the low back, mid back, upper back, and allow that to open your hands. Explore that. So as the tailbone tucks, feed the energy, ripple it up through the spine until your arms kind of open of their own accord because the upper back is slightly rounding. Can you use that opening of the vertebra to open the arms? It should feel really nice. We open the arms, reach through the fingers, top chest lifts, and then we drop the tailbone. Let's come back into our shaking of the tree. Where can you release the tension from? Where is the tension? Taking hold of our left foot and simply stretching your quadricep, dropping the knee down, and then doing that on the other side. That's our step 1 for dancer. Remember, functional. Our step 2 is without taking hold of the foot. So bend the supporting knee, right leg. And step 3, take hold of the left foot. But remember, we are releasing our quadricep and our hip flexor here. So forget about fancy shapes. Does that feel good? Do you feel a really nice stretch for the front line of the body? Let's come over to the other side now. Left hand reaches out, arm bone in the socket. And without the hand first, you can bend the left leg, get the glute charging up. Take hold of the foot is optional. Try and remember what you're doing. No shapes, but release the hip flexor. Release the thigh. Keep the knee from splaying out to the side if you can. And release. Shaking out the tree. So the glory of yoga is in what it's doing. Now, nice little neck roll. So here what we're doing is we're releasing the tension in the neck. It's not about how big or how fancy it looks. And change directions with that circle with your head for the neck, releasing the tension. Looking over one shoulder and the other. wrapping our arms around our waist and rotating. So our hips stay facing forward, and think of rotating from the ribs, the upper body, the head. We lengthen first, and other side, lengthen and rotate. Feeling that squeeze around the spine. It should feel really nice. Adjust if it doesn't. So dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, take hold of that head, like use your weight of your hand on the head, optional, as you reach down and away with the left hand. Other side. So really reaching through the fingers of the right hand, and that stretch down the right side of the neck. Shaking the tree, lifting the energy up through the body, through all of our practices, all exercises. Now we're bringing hands to the knees and then take hold of the head, but it's not a forward fold. This is a rounding of the back, an opening of the vertebra. This is from Gong. Really, really nice exercise. And coming up to stand. Bringing one knee and the other in towards the chest. And again, I'm opening the spine, and I'm pretty much using my psoas to lift the legs. I find this a really good warm-up before kicks. So that rounding, think of you're plugging your leg back into your body. Shake the tree again. And now your variation of Vrikshasana tree pose. As we rotate the elbows, now you can bring the foot to the ankle, even toes to the floor if you want, and changing sides. Now we're changing direction of those circles for the elbows, warming up the elbows. Press the foot into your thigh in Vrikshasana, even if it's just your heel on your thigh. Now shake the tree again. Push kicks, left foot first. Protect your face. And again, remember when we bent the knee, we're rounding through the spine. Can you almost think that you're doing that before you unfurl the leg out? So your deep core muscles are doing the heavy lifting of the legs. Pushing with your foot and heel. Leaning back a little bit. Exhale as you kick. Feel free to blow the tension out through the mouth. In this, if you're getting out of breath, shaking the tree once more. Hip circles now. This should feel really nice. Make it feel really nice. So get the squeeze, activation in the glute as well. But the squeeze releases tension when you squeeze a muscle, when you squeeze tissue. Keep going with that. And then other side, rotating the leg in the joint, the hip joint. Limbering up. Rolling back down through the spine. Focusing on rounding those vertebrae that really need your extra care and attention. Now I'm bending my knees deeply and then lifting the sit bones. The legs straighten a little bit, and I'm doing that a couple of times or a few times. I bend deeply and then lift the sit bones up. We're trying to train the sit bones to lift. It's not about straightening the legs. The legs might straighten or they mightn't. Hinging at the hips is the idea. Stretch the mat between your feet and then come all the way back up, unfurling to stand. Energy of the quad, retraining those hip flexors, really good idea in the morning. How effortless can you make this for the hips? And then lift the sit bones. So it's the same thing. Hips move towards the groins, and then think of lifting the sit bones up. Whether your knees are bent or not, get that action. It's a really important one. And then press the hands forward, legs bent or straight. You really need to press back through the thighs here if your legs are straight. Hands towards the floor, be mindful of that transition. And optional, bring the feet together again. Salamba Uttanasana, elbows on the thighs, step 1, or allow them to relax down towards the floor. It's a little bit like adding a weight here when you do that. So again, be mindful. Visualize the sit bones lifting. This really is nice down the sides of the legs with the feet together. It's much more challenging for the hamstrings, so if your hamstrings are tight, no need to bring the feet together just yet. Walk your hands back out. Find your down dog. Rotate the creases of the elbows slightly forward. Now draw a big circle with the right leg and then reverse that circle. Bend the top knee, draw a circle with the knee, and then draw it in the opposite direction. So again, hips, extend the leg. Exhale, center tiger curl, rounding. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, cross body tiger curl, knee to the tricep. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, outer body tiger curl, and step the foot to the right thumb. Now, don't give up as we come into our lunge. If that transition was too hard, you can do it from your knees next time. Find your high lunge, press your hands out through to the side now, and create space in your shoulder joints and chest. Like interlace your hands. Lift the top chest. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. Feel the squeeze. You can press your hands together. Hands to the floor. And pyramid variation on the heel. We're warming up. So come up onto the heel. Draw your right hip back. Now we have an option. Reverse Trikonasana, as I'm doing, straightening the leg. Or now I bend it. That's much easier. Find a simple twist, knee to the floor if you want, or straighten the leg. A lot harder, but it really releases down the side of that leg. Really, it's good in the morning to do that, or if you run, it's good too. Hands to the floor. Step back. Find your variation of fist plank. Breathe. If you get really tired here, don't give up, keep going, but lower your knees for a microsecond and then just lift them. Keep the breath flowing. Knees to the floor are unfurls from fist plank. 1 to 3 chaturanga fist planks if possible. Now repeating that twice more. You can keep your knees under your buttocks, so no slanting diagonal with your knees like I'm doing here. And that makes it much easier. Not so much of an unfurl as possible, but it makes it much easier for the body. The next time we do the same, we inhale, we lengthen, sending the sit bones back. We exhale, we unfurl. Oh, I'm doing an extra round, so we get 4 rounds here, 4 for the price of 3. And then hands underneath the shoulders, unfurl, full or half plank, full or half chaturanga, up dog, inhale. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Use it to lengthen your spine. Left leg draws a circle in one direction and then reverses that circle. That's for the hip. The top knee bends, we draw the circle with the knee and then reverse that circle. Leg extends, inhale. Exhale, center tiger curl. Remember, we can do it from the knees. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, cross body tiger curl. So feel free to watch some of the beginner videos for that. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, outer body tiger curl. It's not just for beginners though, it's an easier variation. Now our high lunge. Reach through the fingers, arm bones in the sockets, then press the hands out to the side. Stretch through your wrists and fingers. Interlace the hands, pull them down towards the floor and your thigh and calf. Hands to the floor, pyramid warm up, releasing the hamstring. We bend and move towards straightening a few times, drawing the hip back. So again, no shapes. It should feel like a warm up. We have the option of a twist or reverse trikonasana. The aim of the game is to draw that hip back, that left hip back in line with the right. Hand to the floor. I'm just bringing my mat back for my blanket back for my knees. Fist plank variation. Again, rather than giving up, lower your knees for a second, come back into it, lower your knees, come back into it, or come into a child's pose. It's all good. Now, hands into a triangular shape for 3 rounds of these push-ups. 1 to 3, you know the drill at this stage. We lengthen, unfurl, and then 1 to 3. Let's see if I do 3 or 4 on this side. I'm pretty sure I do 3. You're doing really well to make it this far in the video. So keep breathing and keep going. Always remember the benefits after, how you feel after. Now our chaturanga and our full or half up dog. And then lower to the floor, hands under shoulders. We have that option of one-sided bow, lifting the knee without using the hands. So what are we doing? We should be strengthening the back. That means a squeeze. Now you can take hold of the foot, but is it a squeeze for the back? Is it a release for the shoulder, or does something hurt? So this should be like a good medicine for our joints. The knee joints shouldn't hurt. Again, the other side without the hand. We're taking hold of the foot. When our knee wings out to the side, it can hurt, that kind of misalignment. So keep your eye on that. Now, hands under shoulders to option 1. With or without hands, full bow. Is your navel lifting up? Are you pressing your hip flexors forward? Are the glutes squeezing? Are we strengthening or are we weakening the low back with the shape we're making? Bring your head to the floor again. Relax for a moment. Press back up into your Bhujangasana, your cobra. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Reach one arm up and then the other. This is optional and it's quite challenging actually. Looks pretty easy. Keep swapping arms. So we really need to press the pelvis forward. Feel the glute squeeze, that stabilization. Then rebend the elbows, coming back down. Press up into an up dog. You'll notice my toes are tucked under. This is easier on the low back, that variation of up dog. Urdhva Mukha Savasana, that upward facing dog with the toes tucked under. Down dog. Still warming up, still limbering up. The whole class, our whole practice. Enjoying the journey as we walk our hands back to our feet. I'm bringing my feet together. This is an option as I unfurl to stand. Feet hip distance apart, shake that tree out. Really bounce from the ball of the foot. Rather than being heavy on the heel. Hands behind the head, that's an option for our back bend. We bend the knees. We release one arm and then the other. How does everything feel again? We can hands on the low back, lengthen the low back, press the buttocks down towards the floor. We can even walk your hands down your thighs. It should feel easy if you're doing that. Is the front line of the body stretching? Again, we have to remind ourselves, what are we aiming for? Is it good for us? Coming back up and shaking out the tree. I heard some really good saying, just because we can do it doesn't mean we should. And it's true. Is what we're doing good for us functionally? And now slap kicks. So slapping hand to foot. I try and imagine still that first action is lifting the knee in towards the chest. Think of it as a warm-up. Like a pendulum swinging forward is another good way to warm up in the morning, I find. What feels like a warm-up wear is stiff. I know sometimes we really get obsessed with hamstrings, right? I need to stretch my hamstrings. Think of it as release. I want to release my hamstrings, what feels like a cajoling and a release. And that will do it. That will stretch them. And our beautiful shaking out of the tree. Now, Nadarajasana. Again, we have the option without the hand. Or take hold of the foot. Just bring your hip points in. Target the area over your hip flexors. And try not to cheat. By cheating, I mean making a shape. Doesn't matter. You don't get any benefits apart from someone thinking it looks awesome. But make it awesome, as in functional. Is it releasing your hip flexor? Does it feel really good? Is it strengthening your back? Is it releasing your shoulder? Are you energizing all the way up through the fingertips? Are you plugging your arm bone back into the socket? It's a polarity practice, yoga. Often when we're stretching in one way, we're reaching in the opposite direction with something else. Come out and shake the tree. Your lecture is over for today. You're doing really well. Enjoy the practice. Shake out that tree. And other side. So this variation without the hands is actually really good for the glute and hamstring. So it's not just an easier option. You can take hold of the foot. It's easier to find, more release in your hip flexor with that little prop using your hand. Are both hips looking down towards the floor, or is your right hip opening a bit? Sure, you can kick the foot into the hand more if you have that strength. Some people who are flexible have to find strength in their practice, the engagement of the muscles, the flow of energy up through the body, which, that's what yoga is about, lifting the energy up through the body. So if you're flexible, focus on strength for a while. You already have your flexibility. Shake out that tree again. And the hip circles in the opposite direction. Again, your awareness into the hip joint. Other side. And now rotating your ankle and the other leg. Then starting with that ankle rotation in the opposite direction and now changing back to the other leg. Shake out your feet. Shake out the tension. Vrikshasana variation tree pose again as we rotate our wrists. So interlace your fingers and draw some circles with your wrist, and then change direction with those circles. We're creating space in our wrist and kind of lubricating the joint. Press both feet together in Vrikshasana to create that stable base. I love it for releasing the side of the hip. Change legs. So sure, you can have your foot on your inner thigh, or you can have it on your calf, just not the knee, or even your ankle. Now I'm squeezing out my wrists. Pressing the hands forward, interlacing the hands. That felt really good for me this morning for some reason, probably after all the planks or lifting weights. And then we're kind of peeling the tension or energy off the fingers. You can take hold of each of your fingers and pull it. Swap sides with, the other hand. Make sure you do it on both hands, then shake them out. Shake your feet out again and shaking the tree. Now getting that hinging at the hips action again, you can't actually have too much of this action. So if your low back hurts, it's because generally you need to learn that action. So hinging at the hips. Bend your knees if your hamstrings are too tight. So the low back shouldn't hurt in forward folds. Press the hands forward. Like you're being pulled forward from the crown of the head or the hands, and your tailbone is being pulled back. Carefully lower the hands. You can bend your knees as you do that. You'll notice my feet are together. Again, releasing down the sides of the legs. That feels really good for me. You can have your feet hip distance apart. Again, if your hamstrings are really tight, that's usually much easier. Taking hold of the elbows is an option. Salamba Uttanasana. And walking your hands out, lowering your knees. Child's pose. This time I'm relaxing my elbows. I find this so good for the knees, the hip joints. It's so basic, but so good for the body. Allowing the floor to support you. And then lifting your head and coming into your puppy pose. Your variation, you feel that squeeze around the shoulder blades. You can press the floor away to get more squeeze if you want. How does your low back feel? Does it feel okay? We're not designed the same, so that's good to bear in mind. Just because it works for one person doesn't mean it will work for you. Bringing those legs forward, so it's not to give up, I'm saying that, it's just we have to take different approaches very often. I'm just sitting on a mat here as I roll back down, so doing some abdominal work now. Our roll-ups and hamstring release. Now be mindful, in Pilates we round our spine. Does that feel okay for you? And then one vertebra at a time, we roll back down. The belly squeezes, hands overhead. This is just an option. Belly squeezes. And then it's called a hamstring stretch. We reach like we're diving and the spine rounds. Now when I started this coming from yoga, that did not suit me. Easier option, half roll back, and then your inverted commas hamstring stretch. It's really a rounding of the spine. We come back a little bit, that easier option, And then we squeeze the belly and we reach forward. I love this for down the sides of the legs again. Or the harder option, a full roll up. Hands reach over the head, the belly draws in, the inner thighs squeeze. And we come all the way up and reach over the toes. Roll back down, one vertebra at a time, and bend your knees. Legs up towards the sky. Option 1, heels in towards the buttocks, extend the legs up, lower them down a little, and then bring the heels in towards the buttocks. How do we decide? If your back begins to arch, you've gone too far, or you stop there and you draw your heels in. Harder option, pointed or flexed. We lower our feet all the way down towards the floor and then lift them. Now it's only strengthening for the abdominal muscles if the abdominal muscles are working. If the back is arching, it's going somewhere else into the low back. So make sure you're flattening your back down towards the floor. If you're really strong, sure, a neutral spine. Keep going with that. And then interlace your hand behind the left thigh, pointing and flexing the foot, everting and inverting that ankle side to side, and then rotating. So circle for your ankle joint, and then circle in the opposite direction. Just releasing your hamstring by pressing the thigh into the hands, leg bent or straight. Now I'm pressing the foot up towards the sky, creating space in my knee joint. Your leg can be anywhere. You know, your knee can be bent. You can create space. I'm lifting up and drawing the leg in as I press my thigh away. So sending my sit bone down towards the floor. Other side, that's important. Press your thigh into your hands as you point and flex, knee bent or straight. And then evert and invert. Really releasing the ankle. And now circle for your ankle, releasing the tension, and circle in the opposite direction. Now creating space, you press the foot up, leg bent or straight, foot to the sky, buttocks to the floor, polarity practice. Think of bringing space. Lift up, draw the leg towards you as you press the thigh away. That's important, press the thigh away. Knees in, some hip circles now. So near the end of our practice, be creative if you need to. I can't even see you. So releases that feel good for you. Hip circles for me, changing direction halfway through, legs up towards the sky again, just having another little wiggle with our feet. Now twisting, draw the left knee across the body. Releasing the tension. Back to the center and sweep that right knee across into a twist. Just bringing your awareness into what's happening physically, emotionally, mentally, noticing. Happy baby. You can take hold of the big toes if you prefer, or the inner thighs, tailbone on the floor. Full body stretch like a big yawn. You can press through the feet, you can point your feet, but stretch the whole body. Now coming into your Shavasana. You feel free to have a little shake of the legs, shake of the body out. Before finding your stillness. And allowing yourself to arrive, letting go of striving. So receiving the benefits of our practice. allowing the breath to come and go like a tide. So without any pushing or pulling. And just notice that tide of your own breath. So if it's getting stuck, notice that. If it's flowing, notice. See if you can be there now with a little less judgment after your practice, a little bit more awareness and noticing all that is.